Community is everything. And in this era of neoliberalism, where the focus is only on the individual, that is an attempt to subvert the process of building communities of struggle. And so the work that the Rosenberg Fund for Children is doing in cultivating the coming generations, that is work that is producing, creating, reproducing the kind of communities of struggle that will allow us to move in the direction of freedom and justice.
I remember doing my first family gathering, and how amazing it was to just hang out with all these other kids. It was just this really easy, really fast bond that happened within a day. I mean, that never really happened in school or anything like that. I mean, it was really cool to watch this weekend as they bonded, would just be hanging out and just talking about their lives and whatever they wanted to do, and they would run off and do things together. Like, they developed these really great connections really fast.
And it was just really beautiful to be able to come here and see how third generation children are still honoring what their grandparents did. And I feel honored to be in a room with them. And I feel that if we didn't have that kind of like, oh, I know what it's like to have to go visit a parent in prison, or I know what it's like for your parents to do this, or I know what it's like to go against the school principal and things like that. I think when you don't meet other people that have gone through similar, worse, or better, or different experiences, then you feel kind of alone or isolated.
I think probably two things immediately jump out at me, and one is the ability for the children to interact at a level that may be a little more difficult for them to interact with other children that may not have their same experiences. The other thing is just the parents being able to, for lack of better terms, hear each other's stories and also find a relative point amongst themselves.
It's so great to have such a strong community around you that might go through the same things you're going through and help you. And I think you don't really see that out there. You really don't. So it's a great thing. And I really wanted to meet other RFC members and see what it's like to be, hear everybody else's story.
It's been very valuable for me, and to be here with other people who also understand that raising our children and doing our political work are part of the same project, and that we can't give up one in order to do the other and still be whole people or raise whole children. And so the support of the Rosenberg Fund in doing that has been invaluable for us.
Finding people that I had never known before, but in the last 2 days that I feel connected to and I feel a part of a family and a community to is it makes me feel better. I'm sure it makes my son feel better too. I don't want to have to teach my children that no, the only way that we stay alive and stay free is by keeping our heads down. That's not what I want to teach them. I want to teach them that no, the things that we believe in are things that we need to be ready to speak out for and stand up for, and that shouldn't have to be a risk. But if it's going to be, it makes a lot of difference knowing that there's other people out there that are doing the same thing.
It is so important to nurture the next generation. This is how one creates sustainable social justice movements. And if one thinks about the generations going back to Julius and Ethel, and even before that, the generations of progressive activists that have kept alive the hope for justice in this country, I think this is really the true future of this country.